Hello and welcome. It is July 1st, 7:30 a.m. Calling to order the regular meeting of the school committee. Today's business is reorganization. We have the whole committee in attendance. And so I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Smith for the first part of the reorganization.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thompson, and welcome everybody. Welcome back, Mrs. Marjan-Boucher. Good to have you here.
Welcome back, Beth. Good to see you.
Welcome back.
So the first order of business is to take nominations for the chair for this coming year, starting actually today. So nominations are open if anybody would like to make a nomination.
I would like to nominate Greg Thompson to stay on as chair.
Okay. And Mr. Thompson, do you accept that nomination?
I would.
Okay, and do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. And are there any other nominations? Okay, so we have a nomination or a motion and a second. Any discussion?
The only thing that I'm going to say, and this is out of respect for everybody, that it has always been the practice of this committee to reorganize on an annual basis and rotate the leadership roles. And it's my opinion and it's my feeling that we should probably adhere to that. But again, we are a committee, we work collaboratively. This is just my thoughts, that's all.
Yeah, and I don't mean to buck the system with that nomination. I just think we had a lot of change happen around the midpoint.
That's consistent with every year. That's the issue.
I think this is I think it's a little different this year.
I agree with that, but it's really tough to change things up because of situations that arise. That's all.
Yeah.
Because we're all in this together. But
Yeah,
Oh,
Bill, normally I would agree with you as well. I think this year is a little bit different. We are in the kind of a heat of a budget discussion with the town. I don't need to be the chair again, honestly. I really don't. But I almost look at it as somewhat of a vote of confidence that we're on the right track in terms of what we're doing as a committee to move forward and get the best budget we can for the students of East Palmetto. So if somebody else wants to do it, that's fine. But I understand the rationale behind a little bit of consistency. And even after we get through this budget process, if we find that we want to reorganize in a couple months, that's fine with me too. So whatever the will of the committee is.
And I'm just giving my thoughts, that's all. It's not that I'm looking to be a wild card or anything. It's just, these are just my thoughts. I always thought that in the air of fairness, we stick with the process that we've had for a number of years, that's all.
Oh, and I think in a typical year, I would agree with you, Bill. Like I said, I think there's like a book that's open. And I think in the past, at least the few years that I've been here, that book has been able to be closed when we look at the end of an academic year or we come to July 1. But the timing of when a lot of the budget discussions happened or the pandemic began has left a lot of agenda items open going into the next academic year. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts and where my head is in terms of thinking that some continuity in leadership, which doesn't negate that this is a team effort or a full committee working to achieve the goals that ELPS has, just that some continuity in leadership and direct contacts that have been made might be beneficial for the school district and our students. But, I mean,
I'm just sharing my opinions, that's all.
Yeah.
Do you want to make another nomination, Bill?
Not at this time, no, because I wouldn't, that's not my.
No, we all have an equal vote. It is your
Yeah.
responsibility.
No,
Go ahead
I
if you want.
No, I understand. Just my opinions, that's all.
Okay, thank you for the discussion. If there are no other nominations, we'll do a roll call vote. I'm just going to go in the order of how my screen is showing. So we'll start with Ms. Marjan-Boucher.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to Mr. Fonseca.
Yes.
Okay, go to Ms. Rochilla.
Yes.
Go to Ms. Trulio.
yes.
And go to Mr. Thompson.
Yes.
Okay, so that's confirmed or approved 5-0. And I will now turn the meeting back over to Mr. Thompson.
I thought I got away with speaking in front of 2,000 people at graduation. If that holds true again. All right, thank you, everybody. So we're going to move forward then. We have, I'll entertain nominations for vice chair, please.
I'd like to nominate Bill Fonseca for vice chair.
Do I have a second? I'll second it for discussion. Any other nominations? I'd like to nominate Sarah Trulio for vice chair. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Antonella. Any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, we'll vote.
Out of respect, I will withdraw.
I don't know that you can withdraw. Beth made the nomination.
Yeah.
Oh, are you not accepting the nomination? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, that's
Okay.
the way it is.
Sarah, would you accept the nomination?
I would, but I'm happy to engage in discussion. I mean, it's not,
Well, it goes
Again.
back to my original point that this should have been rotated to begin with, but those are just my thoughts, so it's all right.
And I think my reasoning is the same thing for keeping the same chair, is just keeping the same people up there, because we still have all of these agenda items and this was not a typical year.
Okay, so we have a nomination for Sarah for vice chair. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll roll call. Beth,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Antonella,
Yes.
Sarah,
yes.
and I'm a yes as well. Okay. And then the secretary traditionally is the superintendent. So I'll entertain a motion for the secretary of the school committee. Or nomination, please.
I nominate Gordon Smith. I'm sorry. I was looking, anyways.
What's his name again?
Secretary.
Weird.
I know.
Messing me up.
Have you been gone that long, Beth, really?
No, I nominate Gordon Smith for secretary.
Okay, and do I have a second on that nomination?
Second.
Seconded by Sarah. Any other nominations? Gordon, would you accept the nomination for secretary?
I do accept the nomination.
Thank you, sir. Okay, all those in favor, we'll roll call. Beth,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Antonella,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yes.
Okay, congratulations, Gordon.
Thank you.
All right, we have some subcommittees to look at here. Does everybody have the subcommittee and liaison sheet?
Mhm.
Should have been in the folder. Yep.
Mhm.
So typically we'll look at, well, let me ask you this. So all of us who are here and who've been on the board, is there something that you are on and no longer wish to be on? So we can create vacancies on those. No? Okay. We'll move forward.
I would say I don't have to remain on the para if someone else wants to do that bargaining.
Okay.
I'm fine with anything Rich Ficero was on. My only thought would be if there's something that's very heavy during the day that can't be done later in the day, like either first thing in the morning, very early, or like after 3, I might not be able to do that. But otherwise, I'm happy to do whatever it is he's doing. I probably shouldn't do the para negotiations from that standpoint. I know I've done it in the past because I am a para.
Mhm.
And I did join the union for the year, but I won't be going into it into the fall just for appropriateness. So.
Okay, well, let's look. Rich had an awful lot of things, Beth,
He
so maybe
did.
we'll just go through each one individually and have some of us fill some of them. You know, Rich, very ambitious and
Very
certainly
ambitious, yes.
appreciated his input in all those committees. So first off, we have the LPVC. representative,
Mhm.
LPV. Anybody interested in that?
That's
I
the
mean, I'm
core
fine with
rate.
that. I've done it before.
Okay.
Bill, did you want to flip flop? Or are you happy with what?
No, I was just reelected as chair, so I'll stay on because we just hired a new executive director, so
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure that that keeps
All right.
running smooth.
Okay.
Okay. We have the student athletic and activity fees.
And again, I'm fine with that. Now, is that something that needs about like something that we can adjust the timing on that for later in the day?
Sure.
Usually?
Yeah, we can do it early morning or afternoon, because we usually include the athletic director in it,
Okay.
and probably later in the afternoon, he's more available. So,
Okay. All right.
Okay. We have the MASC delegate. Is that for the conference? Is that why we have that, or?
Yeah.
That's the conference. The conference probably isn't gonna run this year, and they're still working on how they're gonna do the delegate assembly. Like I said, I'm on the outside looking in of MAS now. So
Okay.
I am willing, we'll figure that out when it gets here.
Okay, but we should probably put in someone just for that spot, even if we go virtual on the
Mhm.
delegations.
And I'm fine doing that again because I've done it in the past.
Okay. We have the sick bank for Unit A and E.
So how does that work? I know he's done that for years.
So generally what happens is an employee who petitions for or requests for sick days from the sick bank will send in a note to our office here. Also alert the union, because you have 2 union officials on that committee, and we'll provide medical information. Then we convene a meeting, we discuss everything, and there's a vote as to providing the request of sick days up to 45 days, I believe.
Okay, and that's just as need sort of thing. It's not a,
Well, they can only petition once per year.
okay. And I'm fine.
If they got all the full amount, they could come
Okay.
back, let's say if they had 20 and then something changed in their medical condition.
Okay, I'm fine with that too.
All right. We have Unit A representative. Do we have negotiations coming up this year, Gordon?
Well, we have actually 2. We do have Unit A coming up, but we also, if possible, would like to solidify the para contract. I don't know what that's exactly going to look like, because we were just in the middle of it when we closed down and went into full COVID-19 operations. But we would like to resume at some point, this summer, hopefully for a few meetings anyway before the school year starts, see if we can finish it off. And then Unit A would start during the year.
So the Paris contract is through this school year still?
No, para contract ends as of August 31st.
Already. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Unit A is the following August.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, normally is it the Unit A rep that does the negotiations? I always thought that we pick somebody for like going into negotiations for things.
No, this is it. This is the
Yeah,
rep.
this is for
Okay.
the smaller negotiations. We nominate somebody for the smaller units.
Yeah,
but
because
A&E
we
have
have
always
had-
been assigned through the reorganization.
okay.
And
Like I
some of
said-
these take place during the day, I think, too, or after school at least.
After school. Yeah, again, if it's not a conflict, me being a parent, I'm more than happy doing any of it.
I would have done this one too if Beth didn't want to do it, especially if it's after school.
Yeah, if she wants to do that, that's
Generally,
fine.
the negotiations will start somewhere around 3:15, because they have to wait for their members to get out of school as well.
Okay. So do you want that, Antonella, or is that too?
No, I can do it if it's at 3:15.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, that's fine. Let Antonella then. You have that, girl.
All right. We have Safe School and Disaster Plan. Does this one meet at all, Gordon? Or Sarah, have you met for that yet?
Yeah, we haven't met
No.
on this one in a while. We certainly can probably be wise as we get our plan together for
Yeah.
COVID-19 to have that group meet.
I was
This might
on
be a
that.
big one this year.
I was on that in the past. I'll do it again. But yeah, we really do need to do something. It kind of just sort of sits there and nothing ever gets done with it. But seeing as apparently disasters do happen, we should,
Yes.
even if this one isn't physical.
Absolutely accurate that the committee hasn't met, although there is a lot of emergency preparation and preparedness that goes on through any given school year.
Yeah.
Okay, so Beth, you want to get back on that one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We have the collaborative committee. That's a pretty active one.
I can take that on because I had that before Rich, and Rich asked me, when Rich was elected, he wanted to get back on that one, so I gave it to him. So I'll take that one back if nobody else wants it.
That's fine with me.
That works.
Okay, and is that the policy review committee? The policy revision? Is that
Yes.
one and the same? Okay.
Yep.
So we have that one.
I can go back on that one. That's a fun one.
That's your favorite one.
I know.
Fun one.
Do we have a new pandemic policy?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure we do. I'm sure there's many things coming.
There's going to be a new one. I know it. Oh,
Question, Gordon, wasn't Rich on the diversity committee?
He was, yeah, it's not a subcommittee, but yes, he was. So we will need someone for the Diversity and Equity Steering Committee.
I'm happy to do it. Again, if they're meeting evenings or late in the day.
So that one meets in the evenings, and generally we'll meet somewhere around 6 p.m. and we go, actually this year we backed it up to 5 and we go about 2 hours.
Okay. All right, I'll do it.
Is there anything else that Rich was on that's not on this list that we don't get stumbled on halfway through the year?
Not that I know of. You took the collaborative committee. Sick bank, it meets relatively frequently throughout any given year. I think that's it that he was on.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan for me.
Okay. Do you want to vote on the changes as a whole?
Yes, have we covered everything? Sarah, what did you decide on the paras? You didn't get anything else. You want to stick with that, or?
Yeah, the pairs is fine. We can work through that over the summer.
Okay.
Get started so we can finish up.
We'll add it to the list.
We hadn't really gotten that far, so.
Okay.
I'm curious where you found the magic money for that one.
Mm.
Yeah. So we're all waiting for the magic money.
Let me know where that is so we can.
Yeah, especially with the hourly rate mandate there going on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that gets stalled or not, but we haven't heard anything on that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the reorganization of roles assignments for the liaisons and subcommittees as discussed.
I'll second it.
Can you move it?
Oh, I'll move it. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
Shake
sorry.
the rust off, Beth. Shake it off.
I know. And then there's the lag time too,
Yeah, well, welcome to Zoom meetings, right? We'll get back soon.
Yeah.
So I have a motion made by Beth. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Sarah. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. That motion carries 5-0. All right. Anything else for today? Thank you so much, everyone, for getting up early. 7:30
Thank you.
meeting.
Thank you.
Oh, Beth, have you been sworn in?
Yes, I did. Outside by the recycling bin.
Good.
Nicely done.
Hopefully it wasn't too hot of a day that it was too stinky for you.
Had my mask on. It was great.
Good. That helps the odor, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all. Beth, welcome back. And we'll see you all real soon.
All right.
Hopefully
So
everybody
we need
can
a
have happy
motion.
4th of July.
Yeah. Happy 4th, everybody.
Happy
Yes.
4th. Yes.
It'll be a quiet one. I'm sure there'll be fireworks in the streets somewhere, but
Yeah, probably.
the high school will be a ghost town, I'm sure, as it
I
normally
know.
is not. But
We need
Okay.
to have a motion to adjourn.
yep. Thank you, Kathy, for the reminder. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, as Rich would say.
Thank you. Motion made by Sarah,
And I'll second.
seconded by Beth. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. That carries 5-0. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy 4th.
Aye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Happy
Bye.
4th. Yeah.